Hey, Cactus crew. How you guys going? It has been forever. We have so much to catch up on. If you're new here, hi, I'm Bill. Welcome to a CB Live. Hope you stick around, enjoy my channel. Yeah, replay crew. Make sure you check out the timestamps. They're in the description box below. That's also where there'll be a bunch of CB links. I'll put them in the pinned comment afterwards. That pretty much back whatever comes out of my mouth because, yeah, I've been on this carousel from hell for 5 years. That is ridiculous. Katie's talking about 5 years, 5 years. She's been friends with Kristy and GYPSY. That's how long this nightmare has been going on. Her repeat behaviour over and over. But yeah, in this CB Live, I'll be reacting to Katie Joy's TikTok and Instagram lives from last weekend, August 23rd. The date might be off because I'm 13 hours ahead. So instead of doing the math, I just use my date. So it's going to be off for anyone else that's not in Australia. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because last weekend Katie was rattled. There was a lot going on. She was getting hits from all walks of her life on the internet. But what was I saying? I was saying so much and then I got distracted by Katie. Don't you hate when that happens? When you look up and you just see your reality, what you're about to do? I'm talking in third person like Katie does. That's what's happened. But yeah, Katie's not a credible source for GYPSY. She never has been, even when she was in the inner circle for 5 years, best friends with Kristy. I'll make a shirt for you, Katie. I think that is a good Christmas present for you. Just a reminder of how far you haven't come. That was only a few months ago. She flips and flops like a leaf. I like to call her a leaf, blowing in that Minnesota wind, you know? Every day is a different day, but it's the same thing. No, am I making sense? I don't know. I'm trying to warm up, trying to get this intro to, flow, trying to find my flow. No, yeah, and there's a trigger warning, because we're going to be dealing with Katie. So whatever comes out of her mouth is most likely going to be about her child, threats, the usual. It's a pattern. It's the same old thing. The thing that Katie doesn't realize is that's not how it works for everyone. People learn and evolve. Katie has been used by many, and that's really what set off, I think, a little bit of her rant from last weekend. I posted a video about everyone that has used her as a mouthpiece from, Kristy. No, not Kristy. What am I talking about? I can't remember. Anyway, all the playlists and everything are down below. I just blacked out. That's what we're in for. No, it's not. I am going to be on track. Yeah, give this video a like, comment below, replay crew. I'll see you down there afterwards. Share this video. Guys, it's so important more than ever to share my videos because this might be my final live. Katie has struck my channel twice and the appeals are not going through. I mean, it's taking forever. So I'm on my, all that's in my head is I'm playing Mario Battle and I've only got one balloon and it's risky business. But the truth is important and it needs to get out and I'm willing to take that risk. So yeah, but follow my backup channel at It's Crystal Bill. And yeah, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and X. Mainly TikTok, because Katie's just striking everything that I post. And it's like I have to file an appeal every time to tell TikTok, that's not me talking. That's not me spreading those words. I'm trying to spread awareness that this is someone else's voice. And then they're like, she's the bully, not you. Yes, TikTok, that's right. I just clicked a button. Okay, yeah, and CB Shorts uploaded daily on my channel on YouTube, so you can share them if you don't have TikTok. But yeah, more important than ever because she's rattled. When she's rattled, she can't keep up with how many platforms. So yeah, we're going to watch her TikTok and her Instagram live. I know there's other ones, but they can wait because I'm just picking out the important ones. And I'm not sitting around all day. You know, I've got timestamps. We're going to go boom, boom, boom. This is the truth. And then you're going to go watch the videos that I've linked, and they'll be in the pinned comment. And then we will all be on the same page. Don't be used by this woman. Don't enable her. She needs help. Her husband doesn't care, but fuck. Someone's got to. Okay, I'll see you on the other side. Hey, everyone in chat. How you guys going? Oh! No, I was like, is that Sue B or Sue M? Hi, Sue B. You got my attention with your name, but I think I'm thinking wrong. But more Sue's welcome. There's a suing fest going on with Katie as well. She's been sued multiple times for defamation, and her active lawsuit at the moment with 7M is not going how she portrays it to be going. She thinks she's up. Like on her Instagram live, which we're going to watch. Oh, God. And I'm going to have to censor a lot, but she goes through what they went through in the depositions, and like she's not allowed to spread that information. There's a privacy thing on their lawsuit that nothing that goes on in the courtroom she's able to report on. Wow. She did the dirty delete. Luckily I was up because she went live in the morning my time. Late night hers. Okay, let's just get straight. What was there's something else I was gonna say. Katie's not a go-to person for information on GYPSY. She will use you and then abuse you. She's a typical narcissist. And unlike Katie, who just goes around with her label gun, labeling everyone a narcissist when she can't, self-reflect, she has no insight, no self-awareness, so she doesn't know that she is the narcissist. But I have background in psych and human behavior. That's why I'm still around, because I can just put Katie on mute and focus on captions and then read her body language, which contradicts everything that comes out of her mouth, because her words don't match her actions. She's all talk, basically. She talks a lot of shit and it is stinky. And it's the same shit though, on repeat. It's the same repeated behavior. She's never learned. She's never grown. And so, she's never evolved. And so now it's just predictable as hell, because we have seen it. This is 5 years. I don't want to be on this carousel from hell for another year. I'm ending we are Cactus Crew. We have to get in mission mode. We have to get in battle mode with one balloon, but we can do it with one balloon. Doesn't matter. Katie made me move my videos, and that's why they're on TikTok. And so now more people are seeing that she is not who she says she is. And people can't believe that only a few months ago, she was cheerleader central for GYPSY. That is scary. That's really poor judgment. She says that she was used, but for 5 years, 5 years. And then 2 months off the bandwagon, you want to be trusted as the go-to source because you're dropping all the, I talk to the neighbors. She drops that with everyone. She did it with Sister Wives. She did it with the Duggars. Anything to prove that she is credible with her information. But even when she was best friends with Kristy, the information was nothing. I've learned nothing from Katie. In the 5 years that she's been covering GYPSY, I've learned nothing. And that's the way Kristy wanted it. No truth about GYPSY getting out. Okay, let's just bring up, I don't think we have a visual because it's, she's not showing her face, but we can just picture it. When it's set up, that's when I find it the hardest. I know, so simple. So I've just put the chat in the middle of Katie's screen because otherwise it stretches out I think I recorded this on my laptop. This is part 1. And I've got timestamps, but I think I just start at the beginning anyway.
Like, I actually felt...
Hang on. I still need captions. Don't leave me lost without my sight. I don't know what I'm talking. That sounded a bit David Bowie, didn't it? I really want to watch Labyrinth. Okay, no. See where my brain is like anything but this. Oh, short order court. Cactus high 5. Thank you so much. $10 and you're a legend. Thank you. And thanks for rocking up. Oh, hey everyone. SD, Sarah. Oh, Boki. I feel like it has been I feel like it's been way too long. And E. Exactly, E. Anyone willing to spill all after 5 years of friendship says more about them and their bad values. Yeah. And Katie doesn't have values. She is so cold. She has no... With the narcissistic personality, like I feel like she's got cluster B personality disorder. And with that is like narcissism, histrionic and antisocial. They all like come together, and hers is amplified by her alleged substance abuse, which if you've overcome addiction, you can see it all over Katie Joy. She thinks that no one can see it, but Katie doesn't live in reality. And that's the scary thing. When she doesn't live in reality, like GYPSY, her whole life is a role play. But when you don't have any emotional intelligence or self-awareness, you don't know what you're sharing, and you don't know that without the connection to your son, without caring about your son, without like thinking, how would this affect my son, bringing your son into your thoughts, which she doesn't do when she's like relaying that she gets all these threats. It just really is like, well, is that real? Because I mean, God, you just want to scare your son. Okay, we got a lot of listening to do. I'll be in the chat if it doesn't kick me out.
Sorry for it. Like when she first tried to learn how to do her eye makeup, I was on those lives because I was like, something is wrong. If I've gone to sleep Friday, Saturday, and you're still up Monday, girl, when did you sleep? Because I've slept twice, 3 times, and you're still here. And that was when it first got started.
Oh, and I posted afterwards, like I made a short of this bit. They're talking about Bree, who's GYPSY's friend, and who Katie got really jealous of in January of this year when Bree came into the picture and she started hanging out with Kristy and they started going out in the town and having fun. Like Katie was like, that's my best friend. It was basically Matt was my best friend first. No, it was, yeah.
I know, she dedicates her whole life to defending GYPSY. It is so creepy.
And she didn't even know her at that time. That was when she was pretending to be Kristy's friend and pretending that she wanted to put on makeup. So I was like, is she trying to be a makeup influencer while she talks about how bad she wants to be Kristy's friend? It was weird. Like I felt bad for her. And so I would like watch the lives and I'd give her a gift and I would like, if I wake up, I'd talk to her because I was like, something's wrong. And now here it is 6 months later and she's just gone to hell.
She's gone.
I feel sorry for her. Like my heart goes out. That's why I'm so glad. Like, look, Katie, every time you come on, if you want to talk about anything, I'm here for it. Because girl, you could be gone too. That could be so wrong. I'm glad you were able to fight.
Hey, sweet. You sent me that email and you were like, you just keep healing. Just keep healing.
Yes. I will. Every time you come on, if you want to talk about whatever, mad, sad, or whatever, because your brain has to heal from that. That is traumatic. And you being able to do it, girl.
I kept my arm's length the last several months. I wasn't as invested as like, there was just so much weirdness happening. I couldn't deal with it. And I thankfully was very busy in my professional life with the documentary coming out. And they knew that. Like, I think Kristy was aware that like, once that stuff started happening, I wasn't going to be reliable for her to take the fall for her anymore. Kristy's biggest thing with me was like, she wanted me to help guide GYPSY on her career about how to manage social media and dealing with like comments. And
was that the universe agreeing? She got a message at the exact right time when we needed sorry, that's wrong. Let's just do a little replay. That was beautiful, universe.
guide GYPSY on her career about how to manage social media and dealing with like comments and hate and like how to biggest thing with me was like she wanted me to help guide GYPSY on her career about how to manage social media and dealing with like comments and hate and like how to deal with like all of it. But then when I would talk to GYPSY, she wouldn't listen to any of it.
Right.
So I'd be like, GYPSY, you can't respond to trolls. Like I've had a really rough week personally, very challenging. Like in my private life, we've been going through a lot since June, and it's been challenging. And it's like, I had a moment tonight that had nothing to do with the Blanchards, and I addressed some things, and it's like, I hate it even that I have to address it because I don't want to ever bring that onto my platform. But like, I have a restraining order out for my son against someone because they threatened to unalive him.
That's
And
crazy.
that leaked those records and put them on Twitter today.
Yeah, so when this was happening, we watched this live, parts of it. I think the end of it, we came in for a members live, and SD let me know that I think it was Vader. You know, it's the Vader and all that Charla stuff that they're going through and how they had to go to Kansas. And is it all that? I'm pretty sure it is. It's that side of the tracks anyway, if you know. Yeah, sharing why. I don't know why people do this. Why would you share if it, I don't, here I am trusting Katie though. But sharing her son's private court records and stuff, like it's a minor, it's a child, regardless if it's Katie's kid or not and how much you want to hurt Katie. Step back, like the bigger picture. If what you're sharing causes way more harm than good, don't fucking share it. Because you're only clogging up the cause, really. Speculation is misinformation. And you want to be like Katie and copy what she does and her behavior, you're never going to be able to, like, you can't fight her that way. You can't fight her by becoming her. Katie is the one that shares misinformation. Katie is the one that speculates. Katie is the one that doesn't watch videos and just goes off a title. Katie is the one that runs around flip-flopping with information that she's found out about her son. She's not reliable. Google, journals, medical journal. Like, you can go and research shit yourself without taking what someone else has said that they've fed you, that then you've got to believe that. There's because then you just become Katie.
And there are people on the internet that are cheering this person on because they retaliated against me and filed a false restraining order against me. And they're saying that I am the terrorizer of this woman who literally threatened to kill my son.
Oh my gosh.
And today I had to spend, I was on the phone with the prosecutor in my county dealing with how to manage it because they recognize that her restraining order against me is asinine. It's all retaliatory and it's not based, it's delusional. The order, she accuses me of distributing child pornography. And then
I can trace.
and she tells the court she has evidence and proof and she will prove that I'm distributing child porn.
And who is this person? Like, who?
No.
Then why even bring it up if you don't want people to question who it is? Why would you even bring it up if it's got to do with your son and that CP? Why is she so casual in the way she says it? It's just like she's talking about what she ordered for breakfast. She doesn't try to lower her voice. She doesn't try to whisper. She doesn't try to censor the word. Not just straight off there. And I'm not sure if it's this live or one of them, but they actually let her know, like, don't say that word on TikTok because you will get demonetized and, flagged. And she's like, oh, sorry. And they're like, no, it's your channel. Go ahead and say it. And then she continues to say it because she doesn't want to censor it. She wants you to be shocked. She wants you to be shocked for her. Oh my God, I can't believe you like these threats. But then if it's rational thinking, what kind of mother would say this live on TikTok publicly without a care factor, with no emotional intelligence? She looks cold as fuck and she looks like a fool.
This person that threatened to kill my son. So here's the thing. Fancy April Johns, you went on a rant about me today and you called me all kinds of names. April Johns, aka Fancy Maselli, when I broke you turn that off. When I broke from the records, she was all up in my DMs and wanted to talk to me. I noticed that she was communicating with the woman that threatened to kill my son. And I said, I cannot talk to you as long as you are associated with this woman because we have a restraining order against her because she threatened to kill my son. And me. And Fancy was like, oh, wait, what? What? And she's like, oh yeah, I understand. I have all of the messages on my DMs to prove this. All of it. And I said, Fancy, I can't talk to you as long as you're on panel with this woman or if you go on their channel. And she's like, I understand. I get it. You got to take care of yourself.
Who cares, Katie? You're no one. You have no control over Fancy. For 5 years, you smeared Fancy's name, her credibility, all this, like you brought up all these arrests, her fraud, her behavior. You dug into her like you dug into Tati and James Westbrook, digging up shit that is no relation to the current situation. But why were you doing that? Because Kristy was making you. As soon I put this video out on Monday, I'll link it below. But it goes from September 4, when Fancy is interviewing Katie on the by proxy interview. I'll link that below as well. And then 2 days later, Katie is regurgitating shit that Kristy has said to her. So within those 2 days, Kristy has pounced and gone, I'm going to make sure that she knows that everything Fancy told her is not true, that Fancy's crazy. She's not, like, she's got no experience. She's all talk. She is lying about GYPSY, blah, blah, all this stuff. When now it's come out that Fancy had the truth the whole time. And Katie is responsible for suppressing the truth for the past 5 years on GYPSY Rose. Like, this is huge. She can't just, in a month, turn a leaf and go, now I'm an expert and I'm going against GYPSY. When for 5 years, she's been responsible for the truth not getting out. She's responsible for the Munchausen by proxy theory spreading even further. Because Katie is a munchy mum. She covered that. She becomes what she covers. She consumes, like, because she doesn't have an identity, because everything's a role play, she takes on other people's stories as her own. Like, how I like to think of it is Terminator 2, the liquid one, the liquid Terminator. Everyone he kills, like, he can become that person. And, when he becomes the parents. Yes, I'll never forget that. We are off track, but that's basically the ever-changing Katie Joy is not to be trusted.
The next day, April Johns went on a live stream and said that I was a liar, I was unhinged, I was out of control, and I was spiraling, and that no one should trust me. She then proceeded to go onto the channel of the woman that threatened to murder my son, and I have a restraining order out against, and bash me and say, oh, Katie told me that she can't talk to me as long as I talk to you. She knows what this woman has done to my family. And she went on to that woman's channel and was like, oh, you won't know what Katie said about you. And she mocked me. And then since then, because I won't talk to her because her ties to this person, because I can't have connections with people that are tied to her. I can't.
She doesn't care, Katie. Boo fucking who? You are your biggest fan. No one else has to believe you. Fancy can see straight through you because Fancy has been on the receiving end of your shit for 5 years, and it's all documented on YouTube. So in your eagerness to have a best friend and drop that name, even though you gave us no new information because you were just Kristy's puppet, exactly like Melanie Wilking and the Wilking family used you to smear Robert Shinn and 7M because, in my opinion, they'd lost control of Miranda. And the only way that they could think of regaining that control was to smear her new life with Robert Shinn and 7M. And that's where all the, like, they just went along with Katie's delusions. No understanding of a dance management company relating that to human trafficking. Like, are you fucking serious? Katie, the mouthpiece. And yeah, and then she was used by Clark Swanson to smear Tati. So it all adds up. And when you put the years next to it, Tati 2020 to 2021, Kristy 21 to 22, 7M 22 to 24. There hasn't been a break. She loves it. Back to back. Bulldang. Repeated behavior. Oh yeah, but I like this comment by Melly. It says, she's a hypocrite, the nerve to speak on others and digging into personal info. She is the single white female. Yes, she is. I'm surprised she didn't start dressing like Kristy. Kristy was our best bet to get Katie to get bangs. Yes, I took Katie to the hairdresser one time and she looks really good with bangs.
I can't. And now that person retaliated against me and filed a false restraining order against me, which we are working with the county prosecutor to get thrown out. Because that person wrote a 4-page delusional rant about how I'm engaging in child pornography and distributed child porn of my son to people. It's insane. And she claims she has evidence to show the court. And this is a person that April Johns is supporting. April Johns, you're supporting a person that's accusing people of distributing child porn and threatening to murder 11-year-olds.
You don't know that. By talking to this person does not mean that she's supporting her. You are paranoid. You have to stop drinking. You are not living in reality. You're living in complete oblivion. Addiction has control of your mind, Katie. You don't see what we see, and what we see is a teenage mentality stunted from your fucking substance abuse. This is not how a 46-year-old acts. Yes, I've rounded it up. She's 46 in November. We are close enough because this behavior is ridiculous. I thought I was not mature enough to have kids or anything, or mature in life, you know, to have assets and that. But then there's Katie. How the fuck has she reached 46 with no self-awareness? Like, I got way too much self-awareness. I feel like she needs some. But yeah, my emotional can read your bulldang from a mile away, from down the street, from another country. Oh, where did you go? Hello? Katie? Are you there?
Don't guess who it is. Please don't guess who it is. I'm not at odds with Nina. No, I have nothing wrong. There's no problems with Nina. Why would you change the subject? I'm not at odds with Nina.
Guys, be respectful, really. Katie just told us a lot about what's going on, and you're trying to change the subject and provoke her to try and guess. That's not going to happen here.
No, they're changing the subject because court cases are not public. It shouldn't be. Let's change it over. Get it moving on something else. But no, Katie wants to talk about it.
She doesn't owe us anything of that information, so you can stop.
So if you associate with April, who I flat out said to her, I can't associate with you because you're associating with a woman that threatened to murder my son. And then Fancy saying, I'm going to sue her because she is a disingenuous hack journalist and a piece of shit. I think that's what she said about me today.
Her behavior reminds you of somebody else, huh?
It does.
Mm-hmm.
April Johns is a lot like Gypsy.
Thank you.
Katie. I'm going to put that on a shirt and send it to you with a big cross on it. You are exactly like Gypsy, but Gypsy is smarter than you, I've realized. She's been able to play you for 5 years. I mean, you were off the train. That's it. I'm done with Gypsy. I'm done with Gypsy. And then she called you and was able to butter you up. You know, come on, best mate. Don't be like that. We've come 5 years together. You can't get off the train now. We are ride and die or something, you know? It is. Oh, Maya, how you going? I always go, is that your name? I always think I say it wrong, but I think I always say it right. It's been forever. It is Katie. It's just like Katie is, in my opinion, more like DEEDEE, even though she has a lot of Gypsy traits, because what Katie is doing with her son is exaggeration nation, which I now have found out the proper term, thanks to Becca Scoops, the malingering by proxy. Because I always thought Katie had MVP, but you know, I never looked into it. I was just going off word. I was trusting you, Katie. No, I was trusting that people had looked into it. And then I looked into it, you know, with Becca Scoops. But yeah, malingering, exaggeration nation sounds so much more Katie's cup of tea. Because she competes with other mums, other special needs mums, and she always needs to one up. Even here, she's competing to be the source, the go-to source for Gypsy when she's got nothing. She's never had a source. The whole thing with source is she only just started saying that after Tati, was it 2019 or 2020 when Tati first sent her first cease and desist when Katie did the Pathos article, and it was all speculation. Like there was nothing, no source, nothing to back it, no evidence, like all that. It was just all what Katie is. Speculation with no evidence. Yeah, and then they were like, you need to use a source. And then she just started saying that she has a source, even though she doesn't. And yeah, where are we? But yeah, Katie is like DEEDEE. She's DEEDEE 2.0, the next generation. No, it's scary. And Katie's son turns 12 in October, and he's been tube fed. He's been on a feeding tube since he was 3.5, and he doesn't need it. He can eat. And the food that he does eat is not nutritional. Katie could never get him to eat nutritional food. But anyway, she takes him. It's a long story. I will link the Focus on the Feeding Tube playlist that I've been, you know, putting together, the horror story, the puzzle pieces. Because Katie suffers from substance abuse. So her son is never her priority. So she wasn't prepared to have a son, a child, let alone a special needs child where, you know, and she's selfish. And the feeding tube, I believe, is for her. She benefits way more. Like, you know, you do a pros and cons list for V, you do a pros and cons list for Katie, and Katie's pro, she gets all the benefits. She gets all the equipment that the government supplies her, that she can do medical closet tours for the Katie Joy show. It's all props, because if it was real, she would care about her hygiene, not use her hands that she'd just been wiping her nose with to get the medical equipment out. Like there's a video where she's trying to put her hand in the hazardous waste where you put the used syringes, because every day V needs to have hormone shots because he has panhypopituitarism. So his body doesn't produce hormones naturally, which is another red flag because he's about to enter adolescence. He's about to be getting testosterone. And in my opinion, V is definitely going to be seeking out online what he's not getting from his parents, which is what Nick, what GYPSY and all that they were doing online, seeking anyone to give them attention. And they're getting used and abused. He's probably getting groomed. He's autistic. It's very sad. Yeah, a lot of V's developmental disabilities or delays came from being born prem, and GYPSY was also born prem, and I was born prem too. So, like V was 5 weeks, and it that's like it affects your digestive system and all that. Like I got gastroparesis. Katie gets it wrong a lot. She doesn't know. Katie relies on people not caring enough to look into what her son has. She doesn't care. And whenever she's talking about what her son has, she's like playing with her mouth or she's laughing or distracted because she won't give it full attention because she doesn't know, because she doesn't care, because it's not about her son, it's about her. And if she is spitting out stuff that makes her look like she doesn't know, and she doesn't know, like the feeding tube videos are a red flag alone. You know, she's the reason her child was failure to thrive. And it only took her 4 months when she became his paid caregiver, because she's got no self-awareness. She has shared all this information. And it's really, the old Without a Crystal articles. I'll link them below. Dear Diary, Dear Mummy Dearest. Yes, he needs his own room. That's another thing. Katie makes him sleep in her bed. Yeah, this is the control that she asserts over him, and also over Toad, who raises feed during the day. Then she gets to take him away at night, lock him in an environment that is not fit for a child. I'll link the bedroom video down below.
Thank you.
They are the exact same person. She just has
Exactly.
committed the felony that GYPSY has.
Exactly. And that's what I want people to realize, that these people are sick. Just because they're not bleeding out of their ears or nose does not mean that they are not mentally unwell. Like, stop listening to people. If they're not showing you a receipt, don't listen to them. Look at the
And I just want to be clear about like why I don't like Fancy. It has nothing to do with the Blanchards. It's because Fancy is unhinged, or April Johns is unhinged. She's a pathological liar. She's not the leading expert. And it helps
attack people.
He attacks people, and it helps no one to discount what DEEDEE did to GYPSY.
Yes.
She says that GYPSY sitting in a wheelchair is no different than a kid that was a child actor. No, it's not even remotely close. And I think people want to like somehow make DEEDEE a saint when she wasn't. Right? You can still be a victim and not be a perfect victim. It doesn't excuse what GYPSY did, but let's not discount what DEEDEE did. Right.
Because she was not well either.
No. And it's really shameful that anyone would suggest that the way that GYPSY was raised was normal.
Right.
It's not.
You were so right.
Like, I have empathy for GYPSY because she came from a chaos. Her mom was a pathological liar and her dad was an alcoholic and drug user that abandoned her.
Forget.
MSM says you're in Bree's live. I went to pause it and it ended. So yeah, this is part 2. I want to share these with you guys, but like I don't know how to, like, once I've reacted to them, upload them or something. I don't know. Oh, that's more thought than my brain is giving me right now. I know that didn't make sense. That's where we're at. Oh, now I can't remember what I was going to say at the end. What was she saying? Oh, it doesn't really matter, does it? It's the same old shit. Yes, that's what I was going to say, Melly. It sounds like the PAULSON household. Both Katie and Toad struggle with substance abuse, but Katie never stopped when Toad went on his sober journey, which happened after his mum passed away in 2015, because he talks about it. I'll link his video down below. Unlike Katie, Toad has, as much as I hate Toad, he has emotions. Like, I understand him through the music. Like, even though he's a dud musician and he's like never going to be anything, like he's a wannabe. Like, he's got a new label now. Yeah, not God is Myth. That's old. It's another Swedish word, and it's really shitting me. But I'll go over that. Maybe I will do an update on Toad's stool. But yeah, that's the name of the video. Have you figured it out yet, Toad, or are you still working on those words, that little catchphrase there that I've done? Don't hurt your brain. But yeah, he's got the emotional, like, he's venting his music, and like his go-to, like, music has been there through his whole life. And like, I understand him through that. Not that I'm a musician, I can only play triangle, but hey, each. I got taught that by Fuel, the lead singer from Fuel, taught me how to play triangle. I'm so proud of that, because it's got to do with angles. It's not just ding-a-ling. Yeah, but all my friends are like musicians, and yeah, like, I can understand. And he talks about his depression, and Katie was there the whole time going, I can't wait till my husband gets out of this deep depression so that he can focus on me. They are just, it's ridiculous. Like, having no self-awareness needs to be a disability. How is it not? Like, she is supplying all the evidence that we are reacting to, and then she's saying that we are sharing misinformation. Unlike Katie, we come with proof, and Katie just wants us to rely on her name because she tells us she's someone important, because she tells us she's a journalist, which she's not. She tried to play the journalistic privilege card in her 7M lawsuit, and that didn't fly because her work does not reflect any use of journalistic code of practice, nothing like that. It reads as if it's like The Sun, a gossip mag, because Katie doesn't know the difference between tabloids and news media. And she just thinks she is the media. But yeah, the judge didn't go with that. And so now she's got to come up and justify why she was drunk on IG, saying that Robert Shinn is a HT and all that. It's just ridiculous. Okay, Katie, we're coming. Yes, we're coming for the news or the weather.
Tell Bree to shut the fuck up or I'm going to sue her ass.
I was not prepared for that kind of language. Oh, let's go back. I need more. I love it when you get loose in the mouth, Paulson, but I mean, God, give it to me. Build up, not just straight on. We got to move on. But, oh no, we need captions. Yes, we need captions. Okay, give it to me again.
Don't forget.
MSM says you're in Bree's live. Tell Bree to shut the fuck up or I'm going to sue her ass. That's what you can tell her. Keep my child's name out of your mouth. Stop reporting my videos, and I will sue you if you keep going.
Something I wanted to ask you, Katie, because there's so much just misinformation going around, and I'm not justifying Gypsy's dad's behavior, but he was 17 and her mom was in her late 20s when they had Gypsy, right?
She was 24.
Yeah. It was
not a child support.
in Louisiana is 16. There wasn't anything statutory going on.
No, it wasn't.
No crimes were committed.
But I think it probably was less than 5,000. He probably was hot. Like everybody wanted. They were a small town, real small then.
That's so creepy. Who wants to sleep with like a young kid?
But it's the times that they were in. They all grew up with each other.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. It's disgusting. Okay. This is an example of Katie's lack of emotional intelligence, because she can't see that a 17, like if that was her son, a 17-year-old boy, males do not mature mentally until 25. Women are way more like mature than males. They take a while, you know. Well, they got a lot going on. We all do. Where am I going? In my opinion, I believe that's predatory behavior. I believe that DEEDEE preyed on Rod. He's a 17-year-old. He's a teenager. What if he had like substance abuse issues? But then he's not even old enough to know how to take care of a special needs child. How to be in a relationship with a 24-year-old woman, an adult. Teenager, 17, it doesn't matter what is the age limit. If you're a parent of a son, how can you have those thoughts? She's so cold. She is so cold. Unwilling to like really see the picture because she can't think for herself. It's everybody else's thoughts. Becca Scoops, Reddit, everyone else, she just copies and pastes and makes that her own thoughts. Like, no, nothing's going on upstairs. Nothing downstairs, but I'm fucking in the mom.
Yeah,
Well, it's nasty. Like, listen, Dee wasn't a saint, but Kristy's even worse. Okay.
Because I think Kristy had some deep.
I think Rod is attracted to a certain kind of lady.
Oh, Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he knows how to pick them.
And then Gypsy does the same thing. So here we go.
Yeah, and Nicolette's mom was gorgeous. She was so
This is
beautiful.
what I'm gonna say about Brie. I feel bad for her because she's 34. She lives with her husband.
Yeah, I'm just going to skip over this because I don't think, you know, and if you've watched other people's lives, they probably left it in, but I don't want to leave it in. She just talks about Brie's husband and what, you know, or that she's dug up about him. And Katie, you don't feel sorry for anyone. You don't feel for anyone. Where's my piece of paper that says jump this section? I'm just gonna risk it. I like the number 3.
Eddie.
Well, thank you, because it's unhinged. It's mental health. But I don't like the people. If you're going to be in this life, be in this life.
Brianna Hines, shut the fuck up. Don't even talk about my kid. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, I can't see. It's too, like, I'm gonna have to wait till I watch this back. And then I put it on my TV and it's the real horror story.
This life, be in this life.
Brianna Hines, shut the fuck up. Don't even talk about my kid. Shut the fuck up.
Why bring up your child if you don't want other people to talk about him? Think about it, Paulson. Put your son first for the first time in your life, in his life. Jesus. And then to have that language, set an example. Be the mum your child needs. Protect him.
I need to worry about doxing. No, I'm not watching her live. Should I invite her? Should I see if she'll go live with me?
Won't come.
Oh, that'd be fun. She can speak her truth.
What's her channel? Bree?
Well, last time I thought it was like refits something, but
I
I
think
could
I
be
agree
wrong.
with the facts.
Oh, real facts, thank you. But I think it has a couple like numbers now because I think people have been making accounts.
Oh, she's not live. Is she live on Nasty Nasty Nasty?
And that's just crazy. I would
So
never.
she's not live. She's live on somebody else's platform.
Right. I
She's
don't
not
like the people going back and forth. If you want to be over here, and let's celebrate what we got going on. Because Bree is forever doing shit. That's her job. She's not even getting paid to do it.
Bree with the facts isn't live.
Right. So that's just people keeping up shit.
But this is all Katie talks about. It's competition with other people covering Gypsy or people, you know, focus on yourself and give us some fucking information. No one wants this. So many people. I mean, God, is Katie the only teenager? I don't think people know how old she is. I'm going to write that down. Let's get an age. An age short. Oh my God, where's my brain? Where's my brain gone? Hang on. Oh, TK, your comment came up just as my brain farted. Oh, then I click on the wrong one. But yeah. yeah, I can't believe she's almost 50. That just does my head in. And she's acting as if, what, she's 12? Even a 12-year-old has better respect and knows boundaries. TK says, yeah, she's in her element with those girls. She feels like she's in high school. Yep, it's the gossip gang. But she wasn't a popular person at school. She talked about it. She got bullied. So now she's become the bully. But she's so insecure, she has to be the bully because that's all she's got. She is running from the truth that she's posted about herself, that we are now putting in the spotlight. She's running from that truth because she doesn't live in reality. She hasn't lived in reality in a very long time. Her addiction, her online addiction, and her substance abuse, Adderall abuse, alcoholism, have all played a part in, I forgot what I was talking about, but I will just end the sentence there and hope it makes sense. My God, the damn brain farts. I need to get up and have a good breath of air, the good kind.
It says not live. Why is it doing this? I can't act like this. What is it? Oh, no.
She's on YouTube.
Can we all
too.
talk at the same
But that's
time? I
on
like
her.
it when we all talk together.
Why is it doing this? It's like frozen.
It's not meant for you to look at.
I know. He's live. Well, when I'm looking at it, that's what it says.
You know what? I'm going to go live on TikTok eventually, like this week. I feel I need to grow more. Like, did you guys hear? I forgot to tell you. I was on Renelle's live. I was going to come back and go, Cactus Crew, guess what? I've spread my wings. But no, I'm a cactus, and I'm a snail, so I don't have wings. But yeah, totally personal growth sort of moment, getting out of my comfort zone. Like Katie kicked me out of my comfort zone on YouTube when she struck my channel. So I've just been moving all my videos to my backup channel at It's Crystal Bill. Follow me there. And then, yeah, TikTok. But then she's striking me there. But I did the big girl thing and I blocked you, didn't I? And I haven't been struck since. So, and I don't know any of her sock accounts over there. So, yeah, that's what's going on. Okay, let's press play. And then we'll move on to the Instagram live. I just want to I don't think this is anything interesting. Is it? I don't know. Let's have a look. This is Bree's live. Bree with the facts. Oh, Katie. Weren't you nonsense on the web? Oh, Katie. Yeah, Katie's was nonsense originally. I caught her multiple times when she didn't log out of the nonsense account and then replied as Katie. And everyone's like, sorry, that she did that with Petra and a few other people. I'll link those videos down below.
She probably got you.
Where do
like
keep
income.
good
No,
instead of their
was
friends
good.
list or whatever. Sorry.
There's only one Bree with the facts, and that's the only one I see. You should tell her to go into her chat and say, unblock Katie and be a woman and join her live. Do it.
She's gonna quickly turn into bro now.
Go tell Bro
today, go be the
Go
woman.
into her chat and say, Broanna, stop being a little bee, unblock that lady, and join her live.
She's gonna be full male. She's like, y'all gonna see her chase so fast into a man? And then she's gonna blame it on us. Katie said I was man, I ain't coming. I ain't coming because I ain't a man.
It's life with Bree 88.
Yeah, that's just too much.
Well, why do you have so many accounts, Bree?
Because they keep getting shut down.
Katie, you have so many accounts that they were included in Tati Westbrook's lawsuit. The +100 after your name? Yeah. And God, did you play into Saltsy's hands in that investigation, thinking the FBI were working for you? Thinking Saltsy was working for you and helping you? No. He just told you what you wanted to hear so you would continue to do the same old shit and supply the evidence they needed. That's what happens when you don't have self-awareness. You are easy to use by other people to do their business. And you're just so willing. Now we're just going to move on to the Instagram one because I can't be bothered waiting for Katie to F around. Eventually I'll put these on my channel. I've got to censor them or something. I really got to censor my stuff on TikTok. I mean, they are worse than YouTube. They don't like words that Katie likes. And they think that I'm saying that. And I got to let them know that, no, they are not my words. Okay, I can't talk and do things at the same time. Okay. I'm thinking I might play one of my shorts that I can't put on YouTube at the moment because I might like, I'll figure it out though, so everyone can watch it. Oh no, I don't even know. Okay, no, I'm just gonna play Instagram. My brain is like, can't think, and I've got a plan. My brain's trying to replan because Katie, you make me scattered. You make me want to go watch anything but this. I would rather watch fishing on a lake. I can't do stuff and talk or sing and talk. Yeah, so massive trigger warning on this one because
I was
when Katie couldn't get, there's another TikTok live in between this, and I might have to do it on Friday. There's a few others, like I'm jumping over. Katie hasn't gone live on Instagram in so long. It's a completely different audience over there. They don't usually, well, they haven't seen Katie acting this erratic in probably a year. But yeah, she wants to get her words across, her lies. She wants to amp it up. But the one thing I want you to keep in your mind, if you're a mum or even if you're not a mum, I'm not a mum, so I don't know how the hell I've got all this maternal instinct for Katie's child, but because he's my priority, he's the reason I'm staying around on this channel. I'm speaking for him. She's silenced him. Like, I'm a prem baby with all of his disorders that didn't need a feeding tube, that my mum worked hard and my mum had the patience. But when you are an alcoholic and all that, you don't have patience. You can't, and you don't care for your son, so you're not going to sit there for 3 hours waiting for him to eat. Yeah, so keep Katie's son on your mind as she's saying this, standing in the kitchen, the most echoey room. They have Bible paper thin walls. Like, we can hear V downstairs in the TV room when Katie's upstairs in her funeral waiting room. Like, the walls are and V, the amount of times Katie has even just sat in the lounge room and spoken about Vaughn McRae, and then Toe came down and said V's asking about life expectancy because he can hear everything Katie's saying, and Katie didn't clarify with him that she's talking about a man that's named the same name as him, because she wants him to, she enjoys it. She can't recognize pain in her son's face. The amount of pictures that she has shared of him in pain, and as an empath, I feel the emotion through the photo. I feel what V is feeling. And when I'm watching Katie and the dogs are behind her, I feel what those animals are feeling. And Katie doesn't have that. She doesn't know. Everything in her life is a prop.
April of 2022 by Robert Shinn, claiming defamation. However, we recently went through depositions. That's right, we deposed Robert Shinn, Miranda Derrick, and James Derrick. Based upon the testimony that we obtained through these depositions, Robert and Miranda could not define that being in a cult was actual defamation. In fact, Robert stated that being in a cult, or if that something was a cult, was actually an opinion. Miranda classified cult as a cult is just a culture and many other things. When asked about defaming statements that I made, not one of them could name a single defamatory statement that I made that caused any damages whatsoever to them. There is really no basis for this case to move forward at all at this point. We have evidence in place from the court's prior finding that the plaintiffs need to meet the heightened standard for defamation because they are all public figures, to the fact that none of the plaintiffs have ever been able to describe the damages they are seeking to have this case move forward to trial.
Yeah, I haven't increased the volume. That's Katie yelling. That's Katie yelling, plus the echoing of the kitchen. She's got her laptop on the, kitchen counter. Let's just go through what she gave us there. Katie is sharing information from the depositions in her active lawsuit with 7M that has a protective order over it for her not to share the going-ons of what's going on in the lawsuit publicly on her platform. What the fuck, Katie? Also, Katie's the only person in this lawsuit that is not shut up online, who continues to talk, because Katie is the only one that relies on public validation over what the judge says in the courtroom. Because in the courtroom, she can't control the narrative. But out here, in her little echo chamber, she can control what everyone knows. But Katie, guess what? Knock, 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 self-awareness. This case is public. People can go and look it up for themselves. And yeah, she's just relying on people not going anywhere else. She's the go-to source for what's happening in her lawsuit. And we are all trolls working for Robert Shinn. Katie, if you didn't know this, she has been in this active lawsuit since March 2022. And it was in November of 2022 that she gave the information that she was getting sued for, the defamation, the defaming info, she gave that to Netflix's producers who were making a documentary. And she was the fact checker. Yeah, the archival consultant. So they relied heavily on her posts on Instagram, which hold no receipts, no proof or speculation. But Katie knows because she's a cult expert. And so that whole documentary is, I mean, I've never seen so much bulldang put on Netflix in my life. And it made me really question, like, if that can be put, like, people can be being smeared, like, on anything. Makes me think of Michael Jackson. I know, people, if you believe leaving Netherlands, oh, I can't even, I'm angry. I'm so angry because a lot of people will give me backlash and say that I'm wrong, but I'm not. I followed it forever. Everything, he's been proven innocent, and then he dies, and then he gets slandered. When there's only one person, one voice. But anyway, there's other ones as well. Kevin Spacey. Do you know what? I just watched this documentary. Well, not documentary, but I watched Patrick CC, his channel, and he did this one on Kevin Spacey. And I can't believe the media just left everyone thinking that he was guilty for all the accusations, but he was like found not guilty multiple times in court. And I was like, how come we were just led to believe? But then, yeah. Okay, we're moving on because it's cat time. I just don't like the cat being there, you know? Okay, it's distracting.
They have not provided any evidence whatsoever in discovery that we caused any damages. In November, we will provide to the court documents that will be supporting and submitting to them, which will be provided no later than 28 days before the hearing. And the summary judgment motion will be submitted with a memorandum that will be extensive and leave nothing unexplained. We have spent more than 2.5 years in this lawsuit, spent more than, I don't even know, tens of thousands of dollars to get to this point. And let me to say this mildly, Miranda James and Robert Shinn's testimony in their depositions was disastrous. 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 Under oath, Miranda lied. Under the penalty of perjury, Miranda Derrick lied that she was not a member of Shekinah Church. Under the penalty of perjury, James Derrick lied that he was not a member of Shekinah Church. The day before, in sworn testimony, Robert Shinn testified that both James and Miranda were members of his church.
I would, because your understanding, your comprehension is never correct. I'm thinking whether the question that was asked to Miranda was, are you in Shekinah Church's cult? Or the cult would have been in there somewhere. And because Shekinah Church is not part of your lawsuit, it really has nothing to do. Like, she doesn't have to, like, her answer to that is irrelevant to what the lawsuit is about. Because, Katie, a reminder, you go hard about Shekinah Church being a cult. Yes, churches are cults. They are a culture with a set of beliefs. You are uncultured because you think, I mean, you literally have the smallest mind I've ever come across in my life. But what was I saying? I'll throw myself off. Your lawsuit is with 7M because at the start you were like, 7M is a cult. Yeah. And then it wasn't until 2023 you changed over. Shekinah is the cult. Make up your mind. Which one is which? She's confused. She also doesn't know. She thinks 7M and Shekinah Church are the same thing. They're two different entities. One is a dance management company and the other is a church. What the fuck don't you understand? Wow. And yeah, what is this going to be damaging to your case too, Katie? Because you don't have permission to share this. What are you doing? Trying to control the narrative that you can't control in the courtroom where you're losing.
Miranda and James Derrick continue to lie to friends and to family that they are not members of this church when they are. I will not be discussing any aspects of compensation, lawyers' fees, or any details. Any further accusation that 7M is going to take me down, destroy me, or that I'm going to lose is completely false. Anyone that continues...
According to you, the person who's being sued. So that's an obvious thing that you are going to say. Of course you're going to say everything's false. Plus you got no self-awareness and it's open to the public. Everyone can go look. So,
used to support Robert Shinn and enable his behavior is akin to supporting and enabling a criminal, in my opinion. Any trolls that support Robert Shinn, in my opinion, should not be taken seriously. Any accounts that support Robert Shinn, balls, WOACB versus WOACB, all of the troll accounts that Robert Shinn and his friends have used to harass me for more than 2.5 years, all of you look like fools.
It's always the trolls. I'm Katie Joy and I got all these fans and all these haters. Everybody can't stop thinking about me. They just can't stop thinking about me. They're jealous and they want to be like me. They wish they had everything that I have. Yeah, right, Katie, in your dream.
I'm not.
that was my beautiful singing. Did you enjoy that? I heard trolls and I thought, let's just put a little video in there. Back to you, Katie.
Not discussing any details about the money or insurance related to this case. None of this is anyone's business. None of this will be discussed. I simply stated we have spent a lot of money on this case and we will not be settling. We will be seeking a summary judgment. Okay. That is what I've got.
Thank you. You can sit down now.
I'm deeply disturbed by the continued harassment of people that support this cult. I'm disturbed by the bot accounts and the creators on Twitter, Instagram, and on YouTube that continue to push a narrative to support Robert Shinn. I'm disgusted by the creators that have used Robert Shinn's case to harass, degrade, diminish, and bully me.
Bully you? Oh my God. You have ruined Miranda and James Derrick's career. You seriously have cost them millions because you can't get your head around the pro dance community because you've never got off your fucking ass in your life because you've been sitting in the same chair for fucking 5 years. You don't know anything. You want to think that you do, but you don't want to do the fucking research because you know it all. What a fool, Katie. What a fucking fool you are, man. This is your business. Like, that's the thing. You've never had a personal account and then a business because it's all the Katie Joy show. There's no separation. It's everything that needs to feed your fucking ego. No one's bullying you. I'm not a Katie hater. I don't fucking have that energy. I don't care enough about Katie to hate her. Plus, I don't like carrying around negative energy. And I don't want to be blinded by irrational emotion. I am here for the truth, and I can see straight through Katie because I have overcome addiction. I can see it riddled in her. I have the psych background. I studied the development of child's brain after trauma. I know how her child's brain developed differently based on the environment he was raised in. Neglect, iPad addiction. With no self-awareness, they don't know they've continued the generational cycle of substance abuse that they grew up with because that's all they know. And so it's fine for Katie to sit live on IG while we hear in the background her husband yelling at their autistic son who's screaming, "Mummy, I'm hungry." And she doesn't react. She doesn't turn off the live. No, because that's normal to her. She grew up with that. That's not normal to us. Plus, she's stuck in the world of addiction. Addiction has control of her mind. This is like what I've been trying, to bring to. It's really hard to just, if you've never been through addiction, to understand the control it has of your mind. You're no longer in control of your mind. You also don't see what other people see. Addiction will not let you see the damage you've done in reality to the people around you, to yourself. Like Katie looks in the mirror and she doesn't see that MRSA infection, the staph infection that she's had for 4 years on her eyebrow. She's not prioritizing her health. She's prioritizing being online, fighting drama, becoming Gypsy's go-to source, but all she does is bully every creator that she feels threatened by because she's so fucking insecure. It's just what? Who would? If you think about maybe you might join Katie, she's okay, just Google her. Just Google her name, Katie Joy PAULSON, without a crystal ball. Press enter. Go to the images. You'll see she has shared everything about her son. All the proof of neglect and abuse.
I also will not be commenting about anybody that continues to harass me through the legal system by filing frivolous actions against me. I will not be commenting about any of the issues going on in my personal life, and creators that continue to post confidential records online related to my child and to me will be warned that the police and the FBI are watching you.
The FBI is watching you, Katie. No one, you don't work for the FBI. You don't have the FBI on speed dial. You don't have direct contact with the FBI. That's something that you like to throw around. Remember when you brought it up to the cops that, the body cam audio, and they're like, yeah. And they were like, as if you're in direct contact with the FBI. They would never give up that information in an active investigation. And you're like, oh no, I have them on speed dial or something, in the way you do things with your, and then you started flirting with him because if you couldn't get those facts across, at least you could try and get control of his other brain. But no, Have you looked in the mirror? And I'm not being mean there, you know? I'm not being mean. I'm her self-awareness that she fucking needs. She needs it so bad.
Is an ongoing FBI investigation that was initiated in June after I was harassed and swatted. Anybody
Yeah, like I'll link all the videos below that prove that's a lie.
filing anything against me claiming to be a victim of me is lying.
What? Anyone claiming to be a victim of you, but you are a victim of you. You are the biggest victim of you. No one else hates you as much as you hate you. I mean, your life must be, boring. Every day is the same day. That's what addiction is. Round and round and round. Every day is the same day. Every day is a role play. Is that? Oh, how many cats are on this table? You know, let's guess. I'm going 3. Surely that's not one cat. Is that its head? That's not its head, is it? No. Where's its head? Okay. We are not getting distracted by the cats. Fuck.
Period. Anyone publishing confidential records is breaking the law, and the county prosecutor in Wright County is aware of what you're doing. If you are supporting anyone that is filing accusatory records, accusing me of child pornography, I want to be clear. There are people online that are currently spreading a document around claiming that I produce child pornography, and they have evidence to prove it. And they are flouting this document, and they're acting like this document is going to take me down. And what they are actually doing is allowing someone that has been harassing me to continue to harass me. I have never in my life been associated with child pornography.
That's a lie. You want the world to believe that you have watched DEEDEE. I'm not saying the fucking title. Like, guys, don't even write the title out. But shouldn't even be casual speculation on this because the magnitude. I think people forget that this is real life. This is not some porn in Katie's game. But she wanted the world to believe that she watched what was on Josh Duggar's computer for credibility. And then people put weight on that and believed her. And so while people were going around in their little swirl pool trying to like prove this and that, Katie's moved on. And you're just distracted by shit that you've put weight towards and wasted energy on. When if you just stood back a little bit, you'd see that she's lying to gain credibility. Because who the fuck would admit to watching child porn? Fuck. And she's never come across. You know, she's just so unaware. Plus, you can't surf the dark web.
Sworn document to a court leveling accusations of child pornography is a false statement to a court of law.
Hey, Katie, how can you... Okay, sit down and ask yourself this question, okay? Why are you so comfortable saying that word so loudly in your kitchen? You know, most people can't say it without choking up, without not, you know, no one wants to say that word. No one wants to think about that. But you can't get it off your mind. You use it whenever you can, even if it was true and someone was accusing you of that. Why the fuck are you telling strangers? Because you need public validation. You need people to rub your back. It's okay, Katie. Oh, they're coming hard at you because you're trying to tell the truth about GYPSY and Robert Shinn and everyone. No. Katie, there's one of you. And how many of us speaking the truth? The truth will prevail. That's one of your favorite sayings. Oh, no, hang on. What was it? The truth will eventually, what happens in the dark will eventually be brought into life. Fuck, I know Lindsay Chrisley really said it best when she called you a stalker. Yeah, because Katie stalked Lindsay Chrisley went on for years. I'm best friends with Lindsay Christie. No, she wasn't. She was stalking her, harassing her, making up lies, getting in the middle of family ties. Oh my God, when it rhymes, we're on the right track. Katie, no one believes you, okay? Stop crying wolf. What are you going to do when it actually happens? Stop. Okay, don't look at me. The cat is giving me full on get me out of your
And to
eyes.
imply that you have any sort of documents to prove that I have made child pornography is obscene. I'm not going to be intimidated. I'm not going to be bullied. And I'm going to ask that all of you that have posted these records remove them now because they include my child. My son is currently being protected by a restraining order, and he is the victim. This order of protection has been in place for my child since June.
And you are violating the victim's right to privacy. Again, you're violating your son's right to privacy, bringing it to the public arena because you need this to feel good. You need people to go, I'm sorry, Katie, because that's the only way that you feel people care for you. I reckon that you know, it's along the same lines of what you would have told Toad, you know, your pity story about being a victim your whole life, when really people didn't want to date you, and then you turned around and made them your, you know, you became their victim.
Spreading the document of his restraining order is a violation of my son's privacy.
Bringing awareness to it on a public platform is a violation of your son's privacy, because now people are going to go to Twitter and they're going to seek it out. Katie, well done. Well done on being a parent.
My son's life has been threatened. This person has threatened to murder my son and me. They have promised to show up at my house with their guns loaded and rape my son before they kill me. If you are posting any documents for a restraining order related to the protection of my son, remove them now. My son's life has been threatened. This person has threatened to murder my son and me.
Why the fuck are you saying this at the top of your lungs in the middle of your kitchen with your Bible-thin paper walls? You know your son can hear you. You love scaring him. What the fuck are you doing?
They have promised to show up at my house with their guns loaded and my son before they...
This is what we mean. You might not be into CA, but you have no fucking problem talking about it so casually too, Katie. No one talks like that. Not a mother. And if you're concerned, get the fuck offline. Why do you think strangers need to know this? Why are you in the middle of the kitchen, the most echoey room? You know your son can hear you. And that makes you fucking evil.
My son's life has been... I was sued in April of 2022 by... Child pornography is a false statement to a court of law. This order of protection has been in place for my child since June. Spreading the document of his restraining order, and just because the person that we filed this order against retaliated against us by filing their own baseless order, doesn't change that we are the victims. And all of you that are publishing that restraining order and the restraining order that we filed that's protecting him are violating the law.
And that's my point exactly. Maya says, keep in mind her kid can hear her. He can hear her, and she doesn't quieten her voice, doesn't whisper, doesn't try to censor the words. She says R and M, my son, so fucking casually. There's no chokehold on her, there's no chokehold on the words that she's saying. That's not normal. That is cold. That is disconnected. That is a lack of emotional intelligence. That is fucking evil. She's evil. Who would yell this? What kind of mum would yell this? If you want to yell, go into the backyard. But even then, he'd be able to hear you. Yeah, and because she finds this exhilarating. Is that the right word? She find like the adrenaline rush of amping up the threats. Now they're coming after my son and they want to do this to him, which is a repeat. I'll link it below, the video where I show she's repeating the same things that happened in Tati's lawsuit and in Kristley's lawsuit. This is her go-to, trying to, like, she uses her son as a shield. She does all this bad stuff, defames everyone, smears them online, and then when the truth is thrown back in her face, she can't handle what she's said, so she's got to put up that shield. And she thinks amping up using the most disturbing words is making her look like the perfect victim. You know, this is what people are doing. No, you're saying that so, like, why are you saying that so casually? That scares me. That scares me because she can, that's why it's so easy for her to abuse her son, because there's no care, there's no connection, there's no emotional reaction to anything with her son. Oh, that is sick. That is cold. I've seen evil in her eyes twice and I'm still here. But both times I left YouTube for like 3 months. I was petrified. Like, as a CSA survivor, there's something Katie does to my insides and I'm just like, I can't look at her. But there's a kid, there's a child, there's also 6 animals locked in this house. 6 innocent animals that are her props. And Katie, well, let's just get back to what you're finishing off with. Oh yeah. Tax Max. I like your name and I love that it's so hard for me to say it. Tax Max Facts. Thunderclap. What a fucking awesome name. Okay, your name is the best name I've come across this week. Don't throw me off with your name. Yeah, then like, I've been wondering if she does meth. Yeah, she abuses Adderall. She doesn't have ADHD. I'll link the video down below where she talks about having ADHD and parenting her special needs child. But really what she's admitting to is being high and buzzing off her face and being in cleaning mode. Got to organize. I've got to clean, buzzing off my tits. But like, I have ADHD and when I take my meds, I could go back to bed and go to sleep. Like, it calms me down and it stops the erraticness. But with Katie, she's erratic. Like, you can see she's high. And then she has the meth jaw because it starts swinging. That's part of meth addiction because your whole face gets high. That's why she widens her eyes like Eileen Wuornos. I don't know how to say her last name, but you know, Monster. Katie and her had the same eyes. Oh, Benita. Look, it's everyone. It's like we're meeting, we're crossing paths at the right time, which usually I got to get back on here and just do regular lives.
Every post you guys have made is with the FBI. I spent an hour on the phone with the county prosecutor today. The police here are well aware of what you're doing. Hey, without a crystal balls account. Remember when you were publishing the harassment order on Twitter? Remember that? The FBI has subpoenaed the identities of all of these accounts.
That's all you've got? This is the same spin that you've been using since 2021. Remember all those lies from your bedroom? Katie, the internet is forever. You might be rattled, but we're still able to think logically. And what I want to say to that is, remember all those things you shared online about your son that weren't fitting the narrative that we put together and now we're showing the world? You can't run from the truth. Eventually, you're going to be backed into a corner And that's when it's best to hit you from all sides. And I'm not saying physical violence. I'm saying that's when we need to come together, Cactus crew, and just, you know, whoever's on YouTube, stay on YouTube and share videos. Whoever's on Twitter, share videos. Just bombard her with her truth. But like, don't bring in that PDF file stuff, because it's accusations. And then also that kind of stuff is not inviting to people. People will skip over it rather than reading what the cause is. You know, it doesn't do any justice. You don't want to scare people off. We want to invite people and be not all up in their face. Like, we don't hate Katie. Don't come at it from a hate point of view. Like, the bigger picture here is Katie has substance abuse and is getting benefits from the government by her son being on a feeding tube, and she's a liar, and we need to stop. The amount of time she's been online, I can't believe the amount of people she's harmed. Her whole channel is a harming machine. I mean, gosh, she did nearly 1,000 videos on the Duggars and was not considered for happy, shiny people because the producers, they did a background check and she did not pass it. They were like, she's all gossip. It's all speculation. There's no source. And she's tearing down victims. That's why she continually likes to throw it back in their face what the Duggar women went through. Fuck off, Katie. Katie, there's one of you and many of us, and we can multiply. You know, for a good cause, we can multiply. But you can multiply, but you're just the same thing. 100 different versions.
If you threaten to murder my son, we are not going to be dismissing an order of protection for my son. In the state of Minnesota, orders of protection are sealed. They are not public record. You cannot.
This person in her chat is saying, I'm so confused. If there is an active case, are you encouraged, allowed to comment on it publicly? And that's what Katie does not understand. If the FBI was involved, she would not be allowed to talk about this publicly online. She would get in trouble. Plus, they would, kick her off the internet. Going on the internet and sharing this would only hurt her case. And if it is as important to get the FBI involved, they're not going to risk it. They're not going to risk Katie ruining their case, which means there is no case. It's all lies. She relies on people being as dumb as her. But people out here in the real world, Katie, you know, we've studied criminology, we've done the psych, we've done all the units. We just didn't, graduate because, hey, life had better things on the cards for me. I wouldn't be here with the Cactus crew if that was my life. God, imagine being responsible and having, to be, no. What am I? Well, I don't know. Figure it out. No, I'm a cactus.
Request them from the.
I'm here to make you laugh. That's how we have survived. Stop looking at me, Kat. We are so close to the end. We are this close to the end, and you don't need to stare at me. Okay? Like, can you just press? You're so close. Just exit. Just do it. Just boom. Go on. I know you can hear me.
The court. You cannot.
Why is her cat still a kitten? Or is this an old photo?
Not attend the hearings. None of these documents should be online, period. If there's an active case, are you encouraged to comment on this publicly? There is an active case, and I am commenting on it publicly. Because today, a group of creators decided to disseminate an order that protects my son. And I am asking them to remove it. They've also been reported to the police. I spoke to the county attorney today. They are well aware of what these people are doing, and the FBI is still involved. These are not the kind of games you play. You don't threaten 11-year-old boys that have special needs and medical conditions. You don't send emails threatening to murder them. You don't do that.
And their mums don't stand in the kitchen yelling this on Instagram Live, violating their son's privacy to what? To tell strangers, to garner some sympathy because you don't care for your son, but you want people to care for you. Whatever, Leaf.
This order of protection is protecting my child. My child. And you are allowing the person stalking him a voice by sharing those documents. We have more than enough evidence to prove all of this.
And we have all the evidence to prove, you know, that you are a liar, basically. So keep going, keep trying to change the I just wish narrative was never invented. Uni Rock, you put these words in her mouth.
I'm not showing my face. I have not been showing my face for a month because we have been stalked, threatened, and harassed.
That's not the truth. Remember, Katie, your big lecture about I put my face to my name because I stand by my words. You're hiding because you don't want the world to see that you're prioritizing online drama, this bulldang, over your own health. You got MRSA, you've had it for 4 years. You lay down on that pillow next to your son every night. You almost kill your kid yourself. Your husband and you yell at your son. He has adrenal insufficiency. He could go into adrenal crisis if his, stress levels are elevated. And that usually happens when someone's yelling at you, especially an alcoholic that doesn't have any temper control, because the PAULSONs have never bothered seeking out any coping mechanisms. They're simple. Breathe, count to 10, time out. None of that. It's all reaction. I'll link it below, Parenting with the PAULSONs. And that is reality. This kid just walks around on eggshells. Katie leaves him for days with his shunt that has malfunctioned due to the iPad, because the iPad battery interferes with the shunt that he's got for his hydrocephalus. And Katie will leave him on the couch while she's live streaming. My child, he's been sick for days. He's been vomiting nonstop. Highest temperature, he's in pain, blah, blah, just clear signs of malfunction, because it should be magnet on the fridge, because it's critical. He needs to go to the hospital. And she's like, we're doing everything we can to not take him to the hospital. Why, though? So he can be the sickest when she does take him. It's sad, and that's not speculation. That's one of my conclusions from consuming the Mummy Dearest diaries. She revealed way too much. When she should have been talking to a therapist, she was writing it down and publishing it as articles and blogs. And then she tried to be a family channel, Trifecta and Fur, our journey with a special needs child. Yes. Got their child to perform. Say hi to Susan. Fuck off. The amount of shit they posted, no self-awareness to what kind of people will be viewing that.
You will not be seeing my face for anytime soon.
Well, thank
God.
Not
as long as we continue to be threatened.
That's
I am
good.
Not saying.
Fuck, I am done, man. Are you just fucking why did the captions go off? Okay. You're not protecting him. I've lost my patience. Leave my child alone, but you've been talking about him the whole time. Why don't you leave him alone? Leave him offline. Don't talk about him. But without him, you have no shield. Without him, you're just an evil woman. He gives you the label of special needs mum. He gives you the label of what? Well, I don't know what else. Not mum. No, not mum. Maybe not caregiver. No, you don't give, you take. That's a bad word, isn't it, Katie? But really, you're worried about people threatening that. You put your son's life on the line every single day when you lay down next to him with your infection. If that got into his blood supply, you gave your son a cold sore because you didn't know it was contagious. You didn't know that you could get a UTI from having sex. The Duggar booklet was saying that you can. You're like, oh, it's a completely different whole. Like you were 42 years old and you learnt about that. So let's all not get smarty pants on everyone. You're the one that doesn't know shit. This is your go-to pity party threats, which I'm going to prove with all the videos I'm going to link below, and everyone's going to go watch that. Then you're going to look like a fool.
Leave my child alone. Stop accusing me of crimes I haven't committed. You're literally supporting someone that's filed a document in court accusing me of child pornography. That's what you're doing. When you spread that court protection order, you're spreading a document accusing me falsely.
And anyone that is supporting Katie Joy supports child abuse, supports child neglect, supports a mum standing in the kitchen yelling about people wanting to her child. If you support Katie Joy, this is what you support. Don't enable her. Don't give her an audience. If she goes to Sir Morbid's chat, don't fucking follow her and give her an audience. That only feeds her ego. Do you want to be on this train forever? I don't. I fucking don't want to be here for another fucking 5 years. It's too long. This carousel from hell has to end. Don't give her an audience, guys. You know, fuck, she feeds off that. Imagine what would happen if she looked in the chat and there was no one. Fuck, that's a beautiful day. I would be celebrating. Someone sent me a screenshot of an empty chat. Oh, the beautifulness. Oh God, are we at the end next? So, my brain just wants to finish. Because now I'm thinking, is there 3 cats? I'm just... Okay, we're so at the end.
Of disseminating child pornography.
Oh my God. Stop saying it. Stop saying it. Doesn't make you look good. This whole live has proved you don't protect your son because you don't care.
Knowingly filing a false document in court accusing me of a federal crime while I am actually the victim of stalking. All of you should be ashamed of yourself. All of you. You think
I'm going to end it there. You should be ashamed of yourself. No self-awareness. Absolutely no self-awareness. Telling everyone that they should be ashamed. Amping up the words that you use. Your son can hear you, Mrs. Paulson, Mrs. Evil, Mrs. I rely on the public to validate every decision in my fucking life. Jesus. She's not someone who is credible. She lies about sources. She wants to be the go-to person. She puts labels on herself. Cult expert, journalist, advocate, when her behavior proves that she isn't any of those. And people that are calling her out, watch their videos. They're not who Katie paints them to be. No one's a troll. No one's a hater. Everything that is shared is what Katie has already put out there because she's desperate. She's desperate to be someone. That's, why she's been used by Clark Swanson, the Wilking family, Melanie Wilking, and then used for 5 years by Kristy Blanchett and GYPSY because she's so desperate to be able to drop that name. But she was like in the inner circle and gave us no new information. Meanwhile, she was suppressing Fancy, who had the truth. Kristy was telling Katie all this information to discredit Fancy so that the truth about GYPSY Rose would remain hidden. Katie is part of the problem. She's part of the reason the truth about GYPSY was suppressed, and also the MVP narrative was able to be spread even wider because Fancy was being discredited as crazy, nutso, no experience. She did everything to Fancy what she did to James Westbrook, and it's got no relevance to, what is I'm trying to say? The truth will prevail. In the end, Katie, the truth is stronger than any lies that you have to think up and remember. That's all right, because the internet is forever, and I'm here to bring that self-awareness to the table and hopefully let other people see that you are not who you claim to be. Guys, I really appreciate you hanging out for 1 hour, 45 minutes. Thank God it's not 2 hours, because that is a bit too long. But I might do, because there's a few other TikTok lives, and I think that's it. Maybe we can do that on Friday, but it's all from last weekend. It's very rarely that I catch her on TikTok, because it's not my, like, I'm not following Katie around anymore, like, and sitting through her shit where I'm not learning. I really want to focus on the mission and getting the people that the audience she wants, GYPSY's audience, the people that can see through GYPSY's lies. I want their eyes on my stuff. They're the audience that I want. They are the people that are going to share and see that Katie's putting her son at risk every single day. They're the people that will be able to notice the similarities between Katie and DEEDEE, the exaggeration. Once they click on to everything she says is a lie. So I really think we should take advantage of the audience that Katie desperately wants. And is never going to have, because what? Because the truth will always kick your butt. And if it doesn't, it will bury you in your own shoveling. But you do that yourself, I'm just putting the dirt back into, I'm cleaning up the garden. You just happen to trip over your own tools and fall in and hurt. Oh, well, crying wolf. Same old bulldang we heard. Katie, no one believes you. We've been here for way too long. Oh, yeah, so check out the description box. There'll be all the playlists, so you can check out her past lawsuits. Katie won't tell you the truth, but the videos do. So, yeah, and then there's a bunch of links. I'll put them in the pinned comment as well. Give this video a like, share it, share my stuff. Come follow me on TikTok, more importantly, because that's where I'm hurting her the most. And now that I've blocked her, I'm getting excited, because now I can really get down to business. There's nothing worse than cruising in your car and you're just constantly hitting roadblocks because someone can't handle the truth. Well, Katie, there's more of us than you, and our voice will be louder. That's all I can say. Cactus crew, Cactus high five, or down the Canada. That's right, you're from Canada, where my friend lives. So jealous. Is it? Oh no, it's summer in Canada, isn't it? Oh, thanks everyone. Oh, thanks Maya. It was good to see you. And sorry if I butchered your name. We'll just be on the same conversation for our whole life, because I can't remember that conversation that we had. Thanks everyone. Take care, and I'll catch you on Friday. Oh, and also I think I released a video tonight as well. So go check that out. That's Katie trying to prove that she's as close to Kristy as, she says, by sharing a DM from Kristy. Does it? I don't know if it went the way she wanted it to, but yeah, go check it out. Okay, see you guys. Take care.